All right, we're back. This is your man DJ TJ. This is Friday Night Live. You're listening to WKTJ, Reverence Radio. It is September 18, 2020. And here is what is in your news. Breonna Taylor's family received $12 million settlement this week. And no, that's not justice according to her family. The family still wants to see the officers fired and prosecuted for her murder. But their lawyer said it is a start. $12 million for a wrongful death suit is the largest in history. So this has gone above and beyond for their family. And I do hope personally that they do find those officers guilty of murder, because it was unlawful. Other than that, the Compromise Council for the government, composed of Democrats and Republicans, have placed a proposal on the table, which is hefty at $1.5 trillion. And it has all the bells and whistles that both Democrats and Republicans want. And what has been holding back an actual agreement or a deal, minus about 700 million for state and local governments, according to Nancy Pelosi. She's the only one out of everybody, it seems like, that does not agree or like this proposal. So now negotiations are taking place in addition to keeping shutdowns from happening. And next week we should know more whether or not she came to the negotiation table and agreed to disagree, where Trump has also told the Republicans to come up in number because they're holding back. And he also said that he can convince them to do so. Only time will tell if that's true or not. Other than that, the coronavirus is still going strong, despite the fact that many schools and sports have resumed. Come to find out, even after they resumed, a lot of people have come up positive for the coronavirus. And even here in Michigan, at Michigan State, a lot of homes, a lot of dorms, a lot of Greek houses are under quarantine. There are children in Michigan who have gone back to school that have contracted the virus in Howell, Michigan, and are now under self-quarantine. And just goes to show that this thing is too big to ignore. Now, I understand people are anxious to get back to normal, but the evidence over time has shown the more we try to go back to normal, the more we're not ready. And even a vaccine will not get us there, according to the CDC. So we have to take our time, be patient, and know when to move, because right now it does not look good. The NFL has jumped, college football has jumped, the Big Ten was not going to allow their students to play until they were ready. That has been reversed, that has been changed, and they will start in October. Where other teams have already played their first game, the Big Ten will have to catch up or be without certain weeks. And even so, those teams who played have players who have contracted the virus. Because even during the game, most players are not wearing a mask, and it is contracted through the air, which everybody knows. So I just look at it like this, everybody. This thing is not going away anytime soon. According to the CDC, we won't be back to normal, even with a effective vaccine, until late next year, 2021. Speaking of vaccines, President Trump believes that we will have a vaccine before November. Well, the leaders of those drug companies and others say that's not going to happen. It's possible, but it's dangerous to happen. And if everything isn't in place as far as testing wise and effective testing wise, don't count on it. Because most people are looking at the beginning of next year, January, February. It's possible December or end of November, according to the CDC and a lot of drug companies and leaders and vaccine specialists. But even Russia and UK deny the fact that we will have that available, even though Russia claims to have one. It's not as effective as they want it to be because they don't know, because they didn't test. And there have been certain trials that we had here in America that has been put on pause because of ineffective vaccines, or a study has been deemed sick. But there are other viruses that have more potential than others. Okay, so when one falls, one gets up, okay? And just stay prayed up about it. That's all I can tell you. I want this thing over with as much as anybody else. And let's go back to this proposal that was on the table. It has a lot of potential, you guys. It has the potential to move up when it is necessary and move down when it is necessary, because it's pertaining to the actual virus. So if the virus does not go away in a specific amount of time, this proposal will add money to it to make it a $2 trillion proposal or bill. And if it does not, or if it does, the virus does go down and it ends because of we'll get close to it ending because of the vaccinations, the money will decrease. But the good news is there are two periods of payment for stimulus checks in this proposal. We would get one immediately, and we would get another one in March of $1,200 per adult and $500 per adult dependent and child. So it is built in like that. It has PPP, it has EIDL, it has state and local government, it has everything but essential worker benefits. So all the bells and whistles, everything that people were fighting over and arguing over and wanting in this bill in the past, and the arguments and the keeping delays with this agreement is in there. According to Nancy Pelosi, it's not enough. That's what the president said. Okay, come up, meet her. Make it enough. So, like I said, only time will tell if they listen to her and make it enough. Because right now, people are being put out of their house, starving. They are just, wow, it's a mess, okay? And you already know this. People are hungry. People are wanting to work and can't work because their job has shut their doors. They claim that the jobs numbers are good when people are still out of work. But meanwhile, Wall Street's doing great, but who cares about that? But the airline now is suffering. There are airlines that are begging for help. And I think that's why a lot of people are moving on this stimulus package that the compromise group has come up with. But my question is, who told them to convene? Who made that a priority all of a sudden? I really wonder who. I don't know who. I don't care who. I'm just glad they did it. Things that aren't there. There's money for schools. There's money for daycare. There's money for everything that we've asked for. And programs are being continued that was left out, that did not have enough money, that ran out of money. All that good stuff. So, what else? Let's see. While I'm thinking about it, there's wildfires still going on in California. I mean, acres and acres and acres of land have been burned and many homes have been destroyed. People have been killed. People are missing. Not to mention that Hurricane Sally just hit land down in Pensacola in Alabama. And there just was a hurricane that just hit Louisiana last week. So that's 2 hurricanes in 2 weeks. And these people that have not been able to evacuate are still missing and are still waiting for someone to find them. And my hearts and prayers go out to these people who are suffering down south. Me personally, I always knew that the South was a hard place to live because of the weather. And not only that, the East Coast itself is a hard place to live. if you didn't know. But other than that, I'm trying to stretch this a little bit, you all, if you can't tell. I don't talk enough on here, so I put a lot of music on here, and that was mainly my problem when it comes to time. So I will end it here for now, and when I come back, if I forgot something, I will add to it. I'll go seek on some notes here. In the meantime, between time, we're going to give you some new music of the week. Not to mention, it reminds you all that on Monday at 7 o'clock, we do have our Jazz Hour, which now also contributes and continues to have funk as well as gospel in it. But there have been great amounts of people who appreciate the Jazz Hour, and Facebook is not contributing to helping the popularity of the Jazz Hour. So do not look for me there. People will have to come to the station WKTJ.airtime.pro to hear Jazz Hour. I won't even waste my time anymore trying to promote Jazz Hour on Facebook. I might promote it on Instagram or YouTube from now on, because Facebook has made it clear that they will block me in over 300 countries for playing certain songs by certain record labels, even with the song title and artist name on the screen, which makes no sense. But understand. So make a note of that, you all. Come back, I'll remind you of the webpage address and some other things. But in the meantime, between time, this is your man DJ TJ. This is Friday Night Live. You are listening on WKTJ Reverence Radio. It is September 18th, 2020. Make sure you stay right there. When I return, I'll let you know who these artists are, the new people right now. Stay right there.